Kenjaku's plan reveal, Azenoki's coolest moment, Takaba's crazy power, and Gojo's return. This chapter makes Kenjaku make an expression that we haven't ever seen. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 239. In the last chapter, we saw Sukuna overpower abilities and why he is called the King of Curses. We also see a new battle that's cooking up between Yuji, Hiromi, and Sukuna. It'll be an amazing battle, so let's just wait and watch. This chapter switches to a woman with a very hot outfit. She's kind of furious at Kenjaku that he's after her. She's pissed that he gave her life through the cursed objects that he promised and now he's taking it back. Of course, she's like super furious. Kenjaku is being heartless as ever, mentioning he has no interest in them. Of course, Kenjaku is just using them for the culling game. He has no personal attachments or emotions toward the awakened sorceress. His sympathy is similar to Sukuna, who doesn't even care unless you're very strong. For Kenjaku and Sukuna, everyone is just tasteless. The woman tries to resist by attacking Kenjaku, but it's no use. Kenjaku already seals her head with this water barrier. She's unable to breathe at all. Kenjaku mentions that he is wasting some amazing resource by killing her off. Kenjaku has like this strategic mind. He sees them just as a pawn in this game, which he loves to play. He's like a mad scientist, of course. Kenjaku knows the location of all players. Very creepy in my opinion. But he did resurrect them and he has the means to track them easily. He has set up his own camera surveillance to curse spirits to track the resurrected sorcerers, which is very cool. He knows how many persons are there in the area, what's their cursed energy, what's the level of their cursed energy. Among all the players, number 2 is Yuta. Not surprising since he is the best after Gojo, and it would be so cool to see a Yuta versus Sukuna. I am waiting for it. It will be so amazing. That battle will be mind blowing. I am up for it. We also get a shout out to Maki, who is another beast of her own. With her physical ability, she's so strong. In the last few chapters back, even Sukuna recognized that. He knew Maki was something special with her strength. We also get Mei's younger brother, whose special ability is spatial teleportation, which is cool by hearing it. So let's see how are they gonna use that. That'll be very cool to see. Hazenoki appears from the forest and he asks why you're talking to yourself. She's already dead. I mean, this is a manga and when the characters actually talk, we get some very good information. It feels like the author is hitting the 5th dimension. So anyways, Hazenoki says this is the price of living for a long time. You're talking to yourself. I mean, Kenjaku is just a brain now. He must be like going crazy for a long time, but he's a crazy genius. Kenjaku mentions that's due to friends' circle shrinking. Like his friends are like decreasing day by day. Like he's losing everybody. I mean, that's because Kenjaku is screwing with everyone's life and backstabbing everyone. So it's not surprising that he's losing everyone there. Kenjaku asks if he wants to be his friends. And there are 2 criteria for it. It's funny and a very short list. First, they should not be boring. Okay, that's okay. Second, they must be equal to him. Okay, Kenjaku is actually fooling around with him. He actually doesn't want to be his friend. He's not taking anything seriously except if it's against Gojo. Hazenoki is like, he just, he just passes the offer for being his friend. I mean, that's a clear sign he's gonna die. I mean, he knew it is gonna die. So anyway, Kenjaku was just fooling around with him. So it's like, no thank you, dude. Kenjaku holds a pause to Hazenoki. He checks the battle between Gojo and Sukuna. With the surveillance camera that he has set up by the cursed spirits, he sees Sukuna expanded his curse technique to defeat Gojo. Kenjaku is like super thrilled that Gojo is done for. Like he has spent his time and effort to seal Gojo and he was completely free. And now he's completely gone. He must be thrilled that he's gone. He can move around so freely right now. Hazenoki calls Kenjaku a card for hiding around and shaking in his boots. The next moment, Kenjaku attacks him with his cursed spirit. Kaze uses a tooth that explodes and counters that attack. I like how uniquely the author plans on each attack. It's so unique in the manga with his unique powers, unique attacks, and he also uses an eyeball to throw in the cursed spirit mouth, which explodes from the inside. Haze is actually using the reverse curse technique to heal himself every time he uses a body part for explosion. So that's why he's like throwing an eyeball and he heals himself with an eyeball. So he's like, healing himself constantly. Kenjaku knows he's using reverse curse technique. So he goes for the head. If you guys didn't know, when you go for the head while using reverse curse technique, it actually doesn't flow throughout the body. He doesn't actually heal himself. So Kenjaku knows that very well and he stops him from using the reverse curse technique. So Kaze questions him, Kenjaku, what's your end game? So we have known about Kenjaku's plan for a long time. And Kenjaku also confirms it again. He basically wants to merge all the Japanese people to Tengen. And the end of the curling game is the trigger for that. Since it's like a binding vow. So when the game ends, that's when all the Japanese people merge with Tengen. We again see Kenjaku just loves to toy around with people's life. He's like a mad scientist who wants to see what will happen with his experiments. A mad scientist who wants his imagination to come to life. For Kenjaku, this is what it means to be alive. So Haze being such a badass, he mentions to look up his own shit every morning to make his life interesting. That is such a badass thing to say. It's such a cool moment when a character dies off with a smirk on his face. Finally, Kenjaku finishes Kaze off, an end of a badass character. We see Takaba finally stealing the main show. I've always loved this character, the design, the humor that never works, and his amazing power. Kenjaku is little worried. Why is he here? Did he come alone to fight him? So Kenjaku attacks Takaba since he's very insignificant awakened player and he has basically no interest in him. Kenjaku would be like, let's move on. I have basically one-shot him. Surprise, surprise. Our funniest comedy comes out of an attack without any heavy damage. Kenjaku makes the funniest expression of shock and disbelief. This was one of the funniest plays we have ever seen of Kenjaku. Takaba mentions he's gonna take his gloves off and kick his butt. Very funny of Takaba. He's one of the funniest character. Like he is portrayed as a comedian who's not funny but is actually funny for us. Kenjaku gets a weird sensation. It felt like his attack was forced into not working. I can't wait to see an amazing comedian and his broken past. Will he be able to stand against Kenjaku? I never thought Takaba will be against Kenjaku, but here we are, right? Takaba mentions it's time for the side character to absolutely steal the show. What a character moment, to be honest. This battle might be very funny, very groovy, and very amazing. I hope he doesn't actually one-shot him, but I don't think he might lose so soon. We also might see the fifth wall being broken by Takaba due to his weird past. What a fun chapter. From Hazenoki to Takaba. It was an amazing chapter. Coming to Gojo's reincarnation, we know Kenjaku resurrected the sorceress through curse objects. Gojo might be able to pull that off. Or Tengen being a higher life form. He doesn't have a human body. So Gojo might be able to become a higher life form. I so want to watch Gojo come back. And if he does not come back, I want to see how the hell they're gonna defeat Sukuna. Will it be Yuta, Yuji? Will it be together? We will see what happens in the next chapter since there is no break next week. If you like this content, please like, comment and subscribe. And turn on the bell notification to get all this amazing content.